I love that Mando's just like us. When he needs a sip of water, you got to lift up your mask one sip at a time. He's just a regular guy.
Mando sipping his soup with a mask is a mood I think we can all identify with right about now.
Just truly, he's in 2020 like the rest of us.
Yes, he is.
So we kind of called it last week. They teased Ahsoka Tano, but we were both saying like, I don't think we're gonna see Ahsoka this week. Very much didn't. Of course, we end up crash landing on the same planet that the series started on. We get to see Cara Dune again. We get to see what is Carl Weathers? It's just Carl Weathers. Like he doesn't
His
have a name,
name
right?
is Grief Karga.
Ugh, it's Carl Weathers. It's definitely just Carl Weathers playing himself.
Have you been taking good care of him? Yeah, he said yeah. Yeah.
Also directed this episode.
That
Thought
was
it was
pretty
well
cool.
directed, so
It was.
pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? And like I kind of like how short the episodes have been when they don't have a lot of like real big picture plot going on. It's just like a little action-packed episode. It's like, under 40 minutes. I think they're really like finding their comfort zone for kind of these middle episodes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought this was like filler a little bit content-wise. However, the action drove it really well.
Is that so? Cover me!
One of the things that I appreciate is they're giving like little bits of like, oh, there's some bigger plot happening. It's almost like a 90s TV show. Remember, like before everything was
Yeah.
serialized, where it'd be like, oh, X-Files. And it's like every few episodes, there's like a little hint of a bigger plot going on.
They're here, aren't they?
Again, this episode, it's hey, will you do us a favor?
Yeah,
This is
totally.
definitely the hey, will you do us a favor show. As you mentioned, older shows like the 90s, I've talked to you about like Hercules, The Adventures
Yeah,
of whatever,
yeah.
the Kevin Sorbo thing.
But wherever there was evil, wherever an innocent would suffer, there would be Hercules.
The premise
Is
of the show,
doing things.
yeah, Hercules
Yeah.
goes and helps people.
That's
So
it.
that's not necessarily the premise of this show, yet it seems to be the plot of every
It's what we're
episode.
getting.
And we could really use your help.
Help how?
Hey, I'm gonna need a favor. Amanda's like, you said the magic words. I can't refuse you. It's just like clearly that's what we're getting at this point. Like we're just like, okay, Amanda just does what anybody can ask him anything, and he'll just do it.
Help how?
Well, he's in a cult. What if he thinks he's bound by
true.
Mandalorian magic that if anybody asks
That's-
nicely, he's got to do it? He's in a cult.
this
We need
is-
to ask these questions.
This is the way.
Help how?
They gave like so many Baby Yoda moments, like little like it's Baby Yoda playing mechanic in the little Jeffries tube or whatever
Yeah.
Star Trek equivalent.
How smart is he? Because he's kind of letting him go possibly be electrocuted to death. And it's cute. I love the moment. I'm glad it
Right.
happened, but
But you're like, wait a
don't
second.
think too hard about it, I
Right.
guess. It's like he's a baby. But how smart is Baby Yoda? Because, I mean, he's obviously understanding language. And
like sort of color, but he's like, put the red and the blue. I'm just gonna put them together. Whatever, close enough.
Are you okay?
He hasn't used a lot of force like this whole season. I don't think he's used the force at all. And this episode is kind of like, I want those cookies. Give me those Oreos. Whoop! Like yoinked him over from his little buddy. Yeah.
those were Star Wars Macron. At the end of the episode, in the spaceship, flying around, having the best time ever,
Right.
only to throw up is just so
Yeah.
adorable.
Right. Baby Yoda's not cut out for Top Gun.
No,
Um,
he is. He's still working on being a good Iceman.
Oh boy.
Stealing cookies probably isn't on the light side of the force, but whatever. It's a good hint for us that, that there's a reason for all this, or that, as we find out in this episode, they're clearly using Baby Yoda blood to do some kind of experiments. This is speculation, but I assume they're trying to make force users, that they're trying to breed force users is maybe the plot that we're going to get this season. That's what it seems like from this episode.
They're making Snokes. They're making
Little baby Snokes.
Snokes. Oh
Yep.
God.
What the?
I thought it was hilarious at the beginning of the episode when Carl Weathers is like,
Where we're going, you don't want to take a child, trust me.
that's okay. Fought a dragon, fought a giant spider, going through
whatever.
war zones. We're fine.
Wherever I go, he goes.
Mando, please.
The only complaint I had of this, what we accept as kind of the Mandalorian formula at this point. They're having a little battle in the corridors of this base, and they kept doing the like Star Wars wipes, but like sometimes you're following Mando and sometimes you're following the other characters. It was really tough to keep track of who was where and doing what. Like it was everything was otherwise well done, but like that whole sequence felt just a little bit like not done quite to the level that we've seen before in action sequences from Mandalorian.
I believe you two have met.
I'm surprised to see you here.
The blue guy, Horatio Sands character from
Yeah.
the very first episode, kind of coming back. And I don't know, good deal for him. He got like 130 years off his sentence just for driving around
you know
a little
what?
bit. Very, very generous with the sentence giving. there.
Exactly. I almost like thought it would be funny if they kept going with that, like that he keeps kind of accidentally like bailing them out or doing like stuff, and it's like by the end of it, he's got like 5 years left on his sentence or something like that.
Wait, is that my speeder?
Well, Carl
Directed.
Weathers was determined to let you know that Carl Weathers' character was a good dude. He is playing a good dude now.
Super
'Cause
good
he
now.
was like the nicest guy. They feint having some type of layered gray morality
Right.
discussion. That's not happening at all
No.
in this show. And I'm
No.
fine with it. You guys don't need to pretend.
Cara Dune even is like, oh, I'll save the little, weasel that they were going to eat. And then at the end, I'll feed it someone like, oh, you all are just you're perfect. I can't even find a fault in you because you're so perfect.
Yeah, the only fault I can find is they had some meerkats left over from Jon Favreau's The Lion King. And so they threw that into the Mandalorian for some reason.
For sure.
Hey. Okay. Oh. Okay, little guy.
My complaints this week are going to be the same as any week. I'm like, okay, could we, could we not have it be a favor side quest every time? Could we maybe Mando needs help from somebody else? Maybe, maybe that's the adventure. Maybe flip it up. I don't know. Something new.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think my hope is that when the Ahsoka thing starts, the last 3 episodes coming in here,
Right.
I think these are going to be probably like a 3-parter sort of thing.
Next week, big episode. I think we're both looking forward to that. We hope you guys are too. We hope you'll join us. Give us a like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.